A pastor and a Christian apologist just cannot stop spreading lies, not understanding why the rise of Islam is coming. There's nothing to stop it. Let's go. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of the most merciful, most kind, en nombre más misericordioso y compasivo, welcome back. And let's go to the short video about this pastor and this Christian apologist. Just, oh no, I cannot stop. And no one can stop Islam. Let's go.
Prophet Muhammad, false prophet, Angel Gabriel came to him. He felt like he was being possessed by a demon. He felt like he was getting strangled. That does not sound like an angel to me. That sounds like a demon possessing a person. Also, in the Quran, Allah is known as the greatest deceiver. And in the Bible, who is the greatest deceiver?
Imagine.
First of all, it's the greatest planner. That's actually what it says. I don't know why they keep just completely lying about it. Like they literally, well, Christians are known about just morphing text and just kind of make it their own. But yeah, no, that's a complete fabrication. But you know what's a little strange though? If you read the Bible, oh no, don't do it. Don't read the Bible. Second Thessalonians 2:11. For this reason, God sends them a powerful solution so that they will believe in the lie. What? You're saying that God is Satan in the Bible as well? Probably not. But most Christians, including apologists, don't read the Bible. There's a script they just follow.
If after spewing these lies about Islam, you still are unable to convince a single soul to leave Islam, rather we see them calling you out for these obvious lies. You should be ashamed of your inabilities. Even Jesus, your God, will be disappointed in you. Despite giving you the go-ahead to lie for the glory of God according to Paul, your lies still wasn't good enough. Before exposing you and showing how these best describe your belief system using the Bible, allow me to give you a piece of advice. Firstly, this won't get you anywhere. Your teachers in the past and present have tried over and over again to demonize Islam, all to no avail. Rather, we see people entering Islam in their thousands, and we see...
And yeah, they follow Paul. What does Paul say? That he literally lies. If you actually read the Bible, he goes to Jerusalem, supposedly goes through the entire act that he has to do as a Jewish, does sacrifice and everything on it, and then because they asked him, "Hey, are you preaching this false narrative?" And he says no, and then he does this to prove that he's still following the law, and then he goes and writes a letter saying, "Oh, I'm not bound to the law. Like a Jew, I'm a Jew. Like a Gentile, I'm a Gentile. Like a pagan, I'm a pagan." So yeah, everybody just lies. Oh, lie, whatever. It don't matter. What's the worst that can happen?
Christianity decrease in their hundreds of thousands. We see people run from Christianity as if it is a plague. We see churches becoming more empty by the day, and many others converted to mosques. We see Christians shove their scriptures under the bus, just to become more and more inclusive in a bid to win souls, and make the...
Let me leave that there for 1 second right there, though. Yeah.
The church is full again. This still did not help.
Meeting. This happens every Friday in every mosque. This is Okawi. I'm so grieved by this. It's unbelievable that here is Muslims and they gather together in prayer. They have a culture of prayer. Look at Allah. Allah. I want you to see this. I pray this provokes you. I don't care what church you go to. There are ministries of prayer all over the nation that are struggling. Christian meetings, and then Muslims, they prosper. They prosper.
Not even that. Yes, that's the Friday prayer. Mosques are open every single day for 5 prayers, including and not limited to Fajr, which is usually between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. Go to one of those places on it. You will see Go ahead. There's cars there. Not one, no, many. Still go. I want to see something. Go to Ramadan in the 30 days of Ramadan. Mosques are open because their ability to open 5 with 5 prayers on there. Yeah, including our limit to then Ramadan on the midnight prayers. They don't. I'm telling you. No, I know. I do it. I did it. It was great. If it's open, people go to pray, to prostrate, because Jesus prostrated. Oh no!
I'm just, I'm bothered by the fact that we're so weak at parking. I'm pulling up into our parking lot right now. Let me show you. I just showed you a Muslim Islamic weekly Friday prayer set. And here's our parking lot. There's people in there right now, but let me show you. You ready? You want to see the difference? Here it is. Look at the difference. I'm going to press it right now. Okay. Let me show you our sign. There's a sign for the Orlando House of Prayer. Open 24/7. Now look at our parking lot right there. Look at that. You have 4 cars. I'm number 5. 5 cars.
As Muslims, your claims about Islam don't surprise us in any way, shape, or form, as Allah has promised to complete this religion regardless. Allah says, they want to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouths, but Allah will perfect His light, although the disbelievers dislike it. Going back to your claims about Islam, let's roll the clip once more.
The Prophet Muhammad, false prophet, Angel Gabriel came to him. He felt like he was being possessed by a demon. He felt like he was getting strangled.
Muhammad, upon him be peace, never said in any hadith or narration that he felt like he was possessed by a demon. In fact, the hadith from Sahih Bukhari you showed as an evidence said the angel pressed him so hard that he could not bear it anymore.
That does not sound like
It just means they grabbed him, which is weird because in the Old Testament you hear that someone literally fought an angel, and apparently won. I don't know, but yeah, physical contact with an angel. It's already happened. I'm sorry. He probably never opened up a Bible in his life. That's where I apologize.
an angel to me. That sounds like a demon possessing a person.
What you feel doesn't really matter to us as long as it doesn't exist in our books. However, allow me to use the same standard you set for Muhammad and the angel on Jacob and your God. In Genesis 32 verses 24 and 25 we read, "And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him." First, this verse makes us understand that the God of the Bible is a very weak God. He couldn't even prevail over one of his creation. He had to use his divine powers, putting Jacob's hip out of joint. This, in my opinion, is far worse than what befell Muhammad. And by your standard, with all due respect, your God is a demon. And finally, in verse 31, poor Jacob was seen limping due to his wounded thigh.
Also, in the Quran, Allah is known as the greatest deceiver.
As Muslims, we do not believe Allah is seen in the Quran as the best of deceivers. In fact, it is disingenuous to say that, and the reason is, we have more than 40 English-translated Quran by both Muslims and non-Muslims. These translators understood the context surrounding these words used in Quran 3 verse 54. It best translate as planned and planners or plotted and plotters, and loosely as schemed and schemers, but never deceived and deceivers. But for the benefit of argument, let's say it says Allah is the best of deceivers. Let's go back to the verse again. And they deceive, and God deceive, and God is the best of deceivers. Now, what is wrong in being better at deceiving those who tried to deceive by killing a prophet of Allah sent to guide these people? It makes absolute sense if you think about it. Throughout history, humans are known to deceive their enemies in wars so they could be victorious over their enemies. So what's wrong if Allah is a better deceiver over his enemies?
And in the
Or not even that. If you look at the translations, we already looked at them. The reason why everybody understands them as being the best of planners is because the word that's used in the context, something positive, because of other virtues and such. And in other places, talking about planning, things got planned. So they, because of context, because it's still a Semitic language. But again, that's neither here, they've done the same with the Hebrew Bible. They just destroy it to find the Trinity. But, in Islam, we just don't allow it. But yeah, it's the best of planners.
the Bible, who is the greatest deceiver?
Satan.
Since you agreed Satan is the best of deceiver in the Bible, how about we read Jeremiah 4 verse 10? Jeremiah said, "Ah, Lord God, surely you have utterly deceived this people and Jerusalem, saying, 'It shall be well with you,' whereas the sword has reached their very life." Apparently God deceived his faithful servants. It even gets worse because the prophet himself wasn't spared from being deceived by God. In Jeremiah 20 verse 7, Jeremiah said, "O Lord, you have deceived me, and I was deceived. You are stronger than I, and you have prevailed. I have become a laughingstock all the day. Everyone mocks me." Christian apologists may argue, well, God didn't say he deceived Jeremiah or anyone else. Jeremiah might be wrong thinking he was deceived by God. My response will be the saying of God in Ezekiel 14 verse 9. "And if the prophet is deceived and speaks a word, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet." The God of the Bible is the greatest deceiver of all time. He deceives his righteous servants and enemies alike, and by this man's standard, his God is Satan himself, or worse than Satan, since prophets are not spared from his deception. There are more and more examples to give, but I think this is enough for anyone that reasons. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support.
Again, it's because that would actually require some reading in the forms of the Bible, and they don't know, they don't read it. I'm sure, goes like anything, goes online to Google, goes and that's it. That's all it is. He's never read the Bible, never looked at the translation, never found anything on it. That is the biggest problem on there. You make claims like this for some clickbait, or some, clout, and then you look like a schmuck. Hope you guys liked the video. And subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Until next time. Peace.